and welcome to our thought for the day. I'm glad you've been able to join me, and I trust that God will encourage you. I'd like to read you a verse, please, from Exodus chapter 3, and I want to read you verse 11 and 12. And it says this, "And Moses said unto God, Whom am I that I should go unto Pharaoh, and I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? And he says, Certainly I will be with thee. And this shall be a token unto thee, that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, ye shall serve God upon this mountain." There's some wonderful thoughts in that verse, but there's just one little thought I want to bring to you this morning, and it's simply this: the certainty of his presence. Oh, I tell you, that should encourage you today. The certainty of his presence. There's not much certain in life anymore. Things that we thought were solid, we found not to be so solid. Things that people have relied on with all their life, their money, their banks and everything else, all seem to be collapsing round about us. But I tell you, friends, his word will never collapse. Heaven and earth will pass away, but his word will never pass away. And it's the certainty of his presence that I want to mention this morning. You see, when we see the trials that sometimes God allows to come our way, we may often ask ourselves, how are we going to face this trial? It's too much for us. It's too big. It's too difficult. Yet we see in verse 11 that Moses felt exactly the same as you and I. Moses was sent to face one of the mightiest kings and all the power of Egypt. How was he going to do it? But God would not let him go alone. Do you see, the risk would have been too great. And Moses would need a power outside of himself to meet the strength of the enemy. And that is why in verse 12, God promises by saying these words. He says, "Certainly I will be with thee." Certainly, it's a certainty. Certainly I will be with thee. It was out of the question that God would put one of his children in danger. And I'm thrilled this morning to say it's out of the question in the age in which we live for God to put one of his children in danger. He will not allow us to face our problems alone. It is true with you and me that if we're doing his will with just a simple reliance upon his power and seeking to live for his glory, he will be with us. When he sends us, he is bound to be with us by his word. He is bound to go with us by his word. What more could we ask for? We can go forward with great confidence, knowing that our unchanging, unfailing, and undying friend is the everlasting, ever-loving, and ever-living Lord. He it is who bids us to obey him and prove his friendship. His wish must be our command. Let it thrill your very heart this morning that whatever is before you this day, that his presence is certain to be with you. He will never leave you and he'll never forsake you. Whatever comes your way this day, victory is yours. May God be with you. God bless you, and I'll see you the same time and the same place tomorrow morning.